Alright guys, what's up? I got my Porlex mini mill here that I'm going to be giving away to a friend of mine, so I thought I'd do a quick review on it before I cut it loose. Pretty sweet little hand crank grinder. You've got your hand crank, of course. Top pops off. This is where your whole bean goes. Bottom comes apart. That's where your ground coffee ends up. Burr set on this thing is pretty sweet. You've got a spring-loaded ceramic conical burr set. It's really easy to adjust the grind. You just give it a quick little twist. Gives you a pretty even, consistent grind, and the spring loading keeps the burrs from floating around and moving all over the place while you're grinding, which is a problem on some of the other hand crank grinders. Now, if you absolutely must have a hand crank grinder, this is a great one to get. There are a couple things that I don't like about it though. It's expensive. If you buy this on Amazon, you're probably gonna spend 42, 43 bucks. It's gonna ship from Japan. If you buy it from one of the specialty coffee third wave retailers in the US, you're probably gonna be paying close to $60. It's quite a bit more than some of its competition like the Hario's Slim Mill, which is the same basic package, but it's made out of plastic instead of metal, so you get a little bit lower build quality, but you can get those all day for 22, 23 bucks on Amazon. So it's really your call. If you love the metal casing, you like the aesthetic and the feel of it, you're definitely gonna wanna go with the Porlex. If you don't mind the plastic, Hario Slim Mill is gonna be a great call and gonna give you better bang for your buck. The second thing I don't really like about this grinder, which is kind of a fault of all hand crank grinders, is that it takes forever to grind out coffee. I weighed out 18 grams, which has kind of been my go-to pour over dose for one mug right now. Ground it on a drip grind, and it took 1 minute and 18 seconds on the Porlex, which doesn't seem like a lot, but day after day it gets old, and you're just straight cranking for 1 minute, 18 seconds, non-stop. Compare that to my electric grinder, which is a Baratza Encore. To be fair, it's quite a bit more expensive at $130, but it did the same dirty work in about 17 seconds. Now, I used to take this grinder everywhere I went with me, day trips, skate trips, little camping trips, and to be honest, I just don't even mess with it anymore. I'm a big fan of pre-grinding coffee and just not having that extra space taken up in your backpack and not having to deal with cranking away forever. Plus, everybody else wants you to make them coffee, so instead of cranking for 1 minute and 20 seconds, you're basically cranking for 10 minutes because your whole squad wants coffee. So pre-ground has kind of been my jam lately. I know that might get me kicked out of the cool kids club, but turns out as long as the coffee is reasonably fresh, the pre-ground tastes really good and is way easier and way more convenient. So that's it, guys. Porlex Mini Mill. If you need a hand crank grinder, it's a great one to get. I don't mess with a hand crank anymore, which is why I'm giving it away to my friend, and we had a good time together. I'll see you around. Peace.